actual strategies, I can't really do much. I've just got the dummy. This is Michael's off week, so he's not here. He most likely be here on Sunday. We'll find out. Things can change. But yeah, he could have something come up, get sick, something. Anyway, we don't talk enough about strategies. We usually talk about doing techniques, and that's good, but the truth is, in a real fight, people move. So even if I can hit this thing as hard as I can, that doesn't mean if I'm in a fight that if I throw that punch and that person moves, it's out here. So at that point, you know, I put myself in a bad situation. When you get into an altercation, the one thing you want to kind of do is control the situation. A good way of doing that is get yourself into a position where you can kind of see what they're going to do. Don't get tunnel vision. Make it a very broad peripheral vision at first so you can see their movements. So when they go for a punch, you come in and boom, you got them. Or they come in, throw. One of my favorite things to do, I love it. I've been in enough street fights and I've had these people, it's embarrassing, I'm sorry. These people like to fight and they go throw like this. And it's like, what are you doing? I love that, especially coming from a Kempo background, because my first response is, while they've got that leg out there, hit that knee. If I don't think I can actually go for that knee, if I think that they're actually going to pull that foot back like they saw me move, I might throw jab toward the face, then hit the knee. The object is to break that knee and then hit them. So while we teach a lot of techniques, how to hit, whatever, but it's important to know what you're kind of going to do when you get into an altercation. If you get into an altercation. The best strategy is try to avoid altercations. Be aware of your surroundings, look around. Make yourself a hard target. But if you have to, there's a lot of things to take into consideration. One is how this guy positions himself. Is he a boxer? Is he a street fighter? Is he some wild guy that's just going to come in and throw some kind of random punch? Does he have friends? Is he carrying a weapon? There's tons of things that can go into an actual street fight. I don't mean to knock schools that teach sport, but sport isn't going to prepare you for getting jumped on the street. You fight one opponent, you don't fight multiple opponents. Now, the school that I did go to, my instructor, he did have us fight multiple opponents in a self-defense situation. But there was an element of randomness to it, but not all the time. So I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying that there's more that can be done, such as randomly pulling a weapon. That's something that would happen on the street. The way a a trained knife fighter might hold his knife and come at you will be different than some street thug with a knife that's trying to slash you. He's going to fight differently. So you have to take a different strategy. You have to prepare for every single one of these scenarios. That way when you encounter in the street, you're not ill prepared. And that's one reason why part of our strategy that we teach is to, I believe I talked about in another video, is the 8 directions that we step. So like if I want to see this guy and I know he's coming in, I step here, boom, I've got him. Or I can step this side, I got him here. The object is I'm going to actually move his arm and whatever, deflect a kick, even position near the foot when you step in on somebody. Which if I step here and then I step on the inside, I can manipulate his leg. If he steps forward and I step in on here, I've got his leg checked and I've got an elbow in his face. There's lots of things you can do concerning strategy. I honestly, I can't touch on all of them in a little short video. And honestly, there's just, I've read books on it. I've experienced it. And what you come in contact with out there is not going to be something that they can contain in a book. You can contain the ideals and principles, and that's about all I can give you in this video. Is just a few principles of, be aware, make sure you're off to this, you can redirect and control the situation. Most times you're going to start off in a defensive position because you're waiting for them to strike. And once they do whatever they do, you react to them, but then you have to control the situation from that point. That's what you're trying to do in your strategy, is you're watching them, waiting for them to do whatever it is, and then say like this guy throws a punch and I deflect, I step in, and I go for the chokehold. Chokeholds are dangerous, so be mindful of that. There's a correct way to do it. Don't have an instructor, don't try that. If you're not a high enough belt rank or you're learning that, don't try it. You can actually break the person's neck, you can kill them. Don't. It's a very risky move. As shown in one of the other videos, they can punch and I can redirect them and pull them down. The object is, when you have a strategy, to end the fight as quickly as possible. You don't want to go 3 minutes with this guy. You want to get this guy out of the way as fast as possible, or get the conflict over and done with as fast as possible. And another reason to do it is, if this guy's got friends and you're fighting for 3 minutes for this guy, what do you think his friends are doing? Watching? No, they're going to be beating on you. So you want to eliminate the number of people you have to fight as quickly as possible. Yeah, there's a lot of things to just be aware of when it comes to fighting and strategies and stuff like that, and watching the time. I like these guys that stick their fingers out like this. I want to grab a hold of one, I want to break them. It's just I guess I like violence too much. I like to break too many things. Also, you want to strike parts of the target. You want to maneuver yourself and make sure that you can hit your target. They're going to be moving. A good example of this is if you have a friend or a training partner and you have a focus mitt, have them hold the focus mitt and move it at random and try to punch that thing. It's not stationary like this. You're going to miss. You're not going to hit it every time. So that's what it's going to be like in an actual fight, is you're going to throw a punch, you're going to miss, and you need to be able to recoil from that pretty quick and be able to counter and come back. I will touch on entering. How do you enter your opponent? Basically, when you're going to be fighting, how do you get inside their sphere to control them? There's lots of ways to do it. You can wait for them and redirect them and strike, lock them up. Another way to do it is called the clinch. You tie them up here. You got knees. Don't forget they have knees too, though. One good way to get in, kick the leg, and stomach. That can be done from right here. Nice little fighting stance. Boom, boom. And the object is that you want to get them to drop their hands. One reason I don't like to kick very high, I can kick higher, but I want to kick in the stomach, or I want to kick their leg, especially if their knees, they got that knee straightened out and are on their back, more on their back leg. I want to go for that knee because I want to break that knee. And if their knee isn't, if they're more upright, or they've got their leg cocked to the side, all I'm going to do when I hit that knee is probably get them to drop a little bit. So if I hit stomach or the ribs, I get them to drop their hands, and I follow through with 2 punches. 1, 2. That will get them in the face, and either it's going to, if I hit them in the right spots, it can, there'll be a knockout. If not, if I can't get them to actually drop their hands, that only gets them to like back up a little bit. I can come in with ribs. And you're seeing this bag shaking on them. They're just like little short punches. This is a 250-pound bag, by the way. So if you're wondering how that's done, that's because I have these little, very minute movements I do with my hips, my legs, that actually generate power. So that's why you're seeing that. So if you're going, why am I not hitting this thing as hard as he does? It's not I have big arms. It's I'm shifting my hips. So in an actual fight, to the ribs, that does some damage. Either side of the belly button, solar plexus. You hit in this area, you can do some damage. They will drop their hands at that point, and that's where you come in, hooks, uppercut. A lot of techniques there. I mean, if you really want to get fancy on them, you can reach hand them. This is, I would have used for more control. Knife hand, because you're coming across the front of them. A good kick to do, especially if they throw a punch and they're stepping in and you knock their arm off to the side. Good side kick. And that particular side kick is done with the heel, so you're getting them exposed their ribs and delivering that right to the ribs. The whole point is, I'm not technically stationary while I'm fighting. I'm going to be moving around. I'm going to be stepping back, stepping forward, stepping around. They're going to be moving too. Especially if you throw a punch in their head, they're going to move their head. They're going to duck. They're not going to stand there and let you hit them unless they're retarded or something. You know, the people who aren't too bright stand there and let you easily. At that point, you just need to feel sorry for the guy, give him whatever he wants and let him go home. But, yeah, entering is part of strategy. You want to move around, you want to get around the guy, you want to control the situation, you want to be on top of it. Because letting them control you, if you're reacting and you're on the defensive all the time, you do nothing but block. And eventually you're going to get tired. What you want to do is you want to wear them out. You want to let them throw the heavy punches and move around. And you do as little as possible. And every opening you get, you hit them hard. I do a boxing game, and one of my favorite things I like to do, I like to come 1-2 to the face, and as soon as they bring their hands in, I come around. That's just, and I wait for them, and then they get back and they put their hands in front of their face on both sides. That's called strategy. I'm trying to work around them. I'm trying to work around whatever guard they have. If they keep their hands up and around their head, I always go for the body. Do I always get hit? Yeah, I get hit every time. That's just part of being in a fight. You're going to get hit. You don't want to be hit, but you're going to get hit, whether you like it or not. So the object is to limit the amount of times you get hit, and to deflect as many hits as you can. And get the most out of your investment when hitting them. So that's all I got for y'all tonight. Hope it's helpful. Hope every video you watch from us is helpful. Once again, if you like what you see, subscribe. Like the video. This is going on YouTube, and it's also going on our page on Facebook. And I may start one up on Instagram too, as well. So, yeah, keep an eye out for it. We seem to be getting a good response off the Facebook page. YouTube, well, I just did YouTube for fun. So, you happen to see this on YouTube, like, subscribe. Don't be afraid to leave a comment. I think I had one person leave a comment once and Facebook took it off. I don't know. I don't know what it was. So, not Facebook, YouTube. YouTube took it off. But, yeah. So, y'all be safe out there. Keep your hands up. And be a hard target.